Sydney, 121 and 132, 48%. He has taken Fairfield to 2 CIT berths, and in his first season took the Stags to the MAAC championship game. Coach Johnson will go with 2 guards. Number 23, Steve Johnston, a 6', 170-pound redshirt senior from Stamford, Connecticut, averaging 4 points per game. Number 3 is Tyler Nelson, a member of the MAAC All-Rookie team. Nelson, a 6'3", 185-pound freshman from Bradford, Massachusetts. He was the Massachusetts Gatorade Player of the Year a season ago. 3 forwards for the Stags. Number 35 is Coleman Johnson, a 6'6", 215-pound junior from Oak Hill, Virginia, averaging just under 4 points per game. Wearing 0, Mike Kirkland, a 6'7", 215-pound junior from Ocala, Florida, averaging 8 points per game, 4 rebounds per contest. And wearing number 14, a third-team All-MAAC selection, Marcus Gilbert, a 6'6", 185-pound junior from Smyrna, Delaware, averaging 16.5 points per game. That's tied for 5th best in the MAAC and 5.5 rebounds per contest. St. Peter's comes in at 14 and 17 overall, 8 and 12 in the MAAC. They are coached by John Dunn in his 9th season. Dunn is 100 and 177, 36%. A 1992 graduate of Ithaca, the 14th coach in St. Peter's history. He is 5 and 16 all-time against Fairfield. The Peacocks will keep things the same, but they're sort of changing it up. On senior day, they started 5 seniors. They're going to stay with that same lineup. They had success with it in the upset win over Iona on Sunday afternoon. So St. Peter's will go with Jamel Fields as the point guard. Fields wears number 4. He's a 6'2", 185-pound redshirt senior from Albany. Everyone knows that he played at Fairfield, and he had his St. Peter's high playing against Fairfield, a high of 13 a couple of seasons ago. Fields comes in averaging 3 points per game, 1.5 rebounds per contest, had 5 points and 3 rebounds in 19 minutes against Iona on Sunday. Wearing number 13 is Tyler Gaskins, a 6'4", 205-pound senior from Roswell, Georgia, averaging 9 points per game, 2.5 rebounds per contest. Had the big 3 against Iona on Sunday, opening the lead up to 8. The Peacocks were able to hold on for the win. The third guard is number 11, Desi Washington, a 6'2", 185-pound redshirt senior from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. The Delaware State transfer leads the team in scoring at 14.2 points per game, 19 points against Iona on Sunday, 6 of 9 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3, and 6 of 7 from the stripe. Desi, remember last year, broke the hearts of Fairfield 3 times with buzzer-beating shots, essentially, with just less than a second and a half to go. Up front, wearing number 25, Chris Roll gets his second start of the season, a 6'5", 215-pound senior from Aventura, Florida, a Colby Community College transfer. Roll has scored 3 points so far this season. This is his 17th appearance. And rounding out the Peacock starting lineup, wearing number 21, Marvin Dominique, a 6'7", 215-pound redshirt senior from Miramar, Florida, a Fordham transfer. Dominique was just named second-team All-MAAC. And we are set for action here in Albany. We are underway, and Marcus Gilbert was able to tip it into the backcourt, and Steve Johnston has it first. Peacocks open up in a man-to-man, a kick ball by Desi, and in the warm-ups, Desi came out with a lot of energy. Big game, obviously, with the Peacocks. They feel if they can get some flow going here, that they can make a run in this tournament. And it's on the offensive end. I know most people think about St. Peter's being a defensive team, but when they score, they win. They're 13-4 when scoring 60 points or more this season. 20 seconds on the shot clock, just underway in Albany. Fairfield first crack at it. Right side, it's Nelson, watched by Fields. Nelson gets a screen to the left from Johnson. Now Johnston, right wing, dribbles into Desi. Desi falls down. Johnston picks it up. Right side post. The jump hook is no good from Coleman Johnson. It's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Peacocks, so Fairfield will get a fresh shot clock. Amadou Sidibe has not played in 5 of his last 6 games. Tendinitis in the knee. He is in uniform. We'll see if he takes a crack at it tonight. Entry pass into Marcus Gilbert, doesn't get the roll. Defensive breakdown for the Peacocks. They get away with one. Desi wanted to bring it into the front court, dribble it off his own foot, had to go retrieve it. And now St. Peter's into the front court for the first time, wearing the home white uniforms, navy blue lettering and numerals, light blue trim. Fields right sideline with 20 to shoot. Desi popping out front, now goes to the far side. Dominique one-on-one with Johnson, looking to pass. Out to Fields, fakes the three. Fields in the paint. The kick out straight away for Gaskins, 9 to shoot. Gaskins drops it left baseline for Roll, has a shot blocked. They battle for it. Johnson has it for Fairfield. Here's Johnston into the front court. Johnston looking over the defense. We played a minute and 20 seconds. We are still scoreless. Johnson goes over to the right side, hands for Marcus Gilbert. A deep three, that's too strong. They battle for it. Coleman Johnson got a hand on it. Desi the loose ball for St. Peter's. Washington into the front court, crosses over, nearly lost it. He's able to pick it up and get it to Dominique. We played over a minute and a half. Neither team has scored. Near side, it's Desi. Drives to the baseline, crosses over. Roll will set a screen. Desi still with it. Top of the key for Fields. Gaskins left side. Tried to get it into Dominique. It was swatted away. Gaskins got it back. 13 on the shot clock. Gaskins to the foul line. Right of the lane. Picks up his dribble. Has his pass blocked away. Gaskins gets it back. Now his shot is blocked by Johnson. So the Peacocks very poor on the offensive end to start. Stags the other way. A cross-court pass to Marcus Gilbert. Was able to knock it down and pick it up. Coleman Johnson. Right block has his shot denied by Dominique. The loose ball to Fields. A lead pass left side for Washington. Washington lost the handle again. Now driving in the lane. Tries a runner going away from the basket. Coleman Johnson yet another block. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Fairfield. And St. Peter's will throw it in. Quick substitution for the Peacocks. Roll will go out. Into the game for the first time, number 35, Quadir Welton, a 6'8", 230-pound sophomore forward from Philadelphia, averaging 7 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 48% from the field is Welton. We're still scoreless, 17:41 to go in the first half. St. Peter's with the basketball, 24 to shoot. Fairfield, the man-to-man. Desi has a screen to the right, goes to his left. Welton reverses right side for Fields, driving the right baseline. It's Gaskins, goes in the air to pass, was looking for Dominique. Knocked out of bounds by Nelson, couldn't retrieve it before it went out of bounds, so St. Peter's will have to throw it in with 15 to shoot. 17:29 to play in the first. Gaskins to Fields. Out top, it's Desi, guarded by Marcus Gilbert. Desi gets a screen from Welton. Desi with the dribble. Right in the lane, a bullet pass through the hands of Dominique. He chases it down in the backcourt. It was deflected. Just 2 on the shot clock. He's about 75 feet away. Gives it to Desi, and a half-hearted heave from three-quarter court. Comes up short. And this is not the same team offensively that we saw in the last 3 halves of basketball. This is the Peacock team that really struggles to score and get into the offense. St. Peter's 0 of 3 from the field. Fairfield 0 of 4. Stags bring it into the front court. It's Steve Johnston, goes right side for Nelson. Fields went for the steal. Nelson got away with a travel, and then they're going to say he was fouled. Came to a jump stop before putting it up. Coach Dunn questioning that one. And looks like we're going to have a couple of free throws for the Stags. So not a pretty start for either team on the offensive end. Quadir Welton picks up the first foul of the ball game. Tyler Nelson, averaging 10 points per game, rolls in his first free throw. Nelson with 2 games this season where he went 5 of 10 from three-point range at Iona and at Monmouth. He's an 85% foul shooter. Now 46 of 54. He makes a pair, and the Stags lead at 2-0. Fairfield will pick up with some pressure in the backcourt. Gaskins gets it into Fields. Now back to Gaskins. Gaskins now over the timeline, guarded by Johnston. Peacocks with 25 to shoot. They need to get the offense started. Gaskins wants a screen. Johnston was able to avoid the screen by Welton. Now Welton sets one for Fields. Fields spinning in the lane. The kick out. Throws a pass below the knees of Dominique. Dominique was somehow able to catch it. Now they work it near side for Washington with 10 to shoot. Washington into a seam and open. Fields for 3. That's no good. Too strong. Johnston the rebound for Fairfield. He scampers into the front court, guarded by Desi. A bump. Johnston throws it up. No good. There is Kirkland to follow it. He missed from point-blank range. And there is a lid on the basket here in Albany. Neither team has made a field goal. Fairfield leads 2-0, 16:15 to play in the first half. Fairfield 0 of 6 from the field. St. Peter's 0 of 4. Welton stripped in the paint. Fairfield a loose ball. Nelson up the far side, now brings it to the middle. And Johnston will look to set it up. We played exactly 4 minutes. Fairfield leads 2-0. Fairfield getting some motion out front. Marcus Gilbert looks right to Nelson, now gives it to him. Johnson holding it. Just 17 on the shot clock for the Stags. Really haven't gotten the offense started. Marcus Gilbert, left sideline, defended by Gaskins. Now Kirkland reverses right side for Nelson. 7 to shoot. Nelson off a screen. A jump pass right side for Marcus Gilbert. Out front for Nelson. The pump fake. A 3 from top of the key, and it's good. Nelson with our first field goal. Fairfield leads 5-0, and a good job by Nelson to use the pump fake to get Fields flying by. Took a step in and drained it from head of the circle. Peacocks need a basket here. I know we haven't even played 5 minutes yet, but still, it's been ugly so far. St. Peter's 0 of 4 from the field, and the Peacocks have turned it over twice. Fields in the air to pass, threw it behind Gaskins. It sails into the Fairfield bench. Another St. Peter's turnover, and that'll bring us to our first media timeout. 15:08 to go in the first half. Fairfield leads St. Peter's 5-0. This is St. Peter's basketball on PeacocksNetwork.com.
St. Peter's cheer team. Grand Central Atlantic Athletic Conference thanks Pepsi Cola for its support of MAAC Athletics. Pepsi, live for now. Fans, don't forget to stop by the MAAC merchandise located on the arena concourse and pick up your MAAC beer tonight. The fancy 2015 NCAA Division I for Women's Basketball Championship Regional are coming to Albany. Experience it live. Special regional round action, March 28th and 30th, right here at the Times Union Center in Albany.
Back at the Times Union Center, Chris Radke, Matt Torres to my right. In the second game between Fairfield and St. Peter's, a game that Fairfield won 57-43. The Peacocks went a stretch in the second half where they went over 9 minutes without scoring a field goal. A little bit of deja vu here. We played nearly 5 minutes. St. Peter's 0 of 4 from the field. They've turned it over 3 times. Fairfield 1 of 7 from the field, but their one field goal was a 3 from Tyler Nelson. Stags 2 of 2 from the line. The Peacocks have yet to get to the stripe. So Fairfield will have it moving from right to left. Steve Johnston running the point. He's into the front court, guarded by Washington. Kirkland left of the arc. Rodney Hawkins in for the first time for St. Peter's. Travis Weish also in. Johnston goes left side for Marcus Gilbert. Gilbert defended by Gaskins. Now Steve Johnston giving some instructions. Stags with 15 to shoot. 14:46 to go. Hawkins with those long arms knocks the pass by Kirkland out of bounds. Marcus Gilbert will throw it in along the near side in the front court. He goes high post for Coleman Johnson. Now back out to Johnston. Fairfield with 8 to shoot. Kirkland left wing. Kirkland gets a screen from Johnson. Kirkland still with the dribble. Crosses over. Nearly lost it. Now he does. Peacocks have it. Weish up the middle of the floor with a right-handed dribble. Near side for Gaskins. Gaskins on the attack. His floater is good off the glass. So the Peacocks finally get on the board with 14:20 to go in the first half of action. 5-2, Fairfield leads it. Kirkland left wing, straight away for Johnson. Johnson defended by Welton. Hands it off for Johnston. Marcus Gilbert, a bullet pass underneath for Kirkland. Had trouble handling it, got it back, used the pump fake, and he drew the foul. Looked like maybe he dragged the pivot foot, but instead they call a foul on St. Peter's. It's going to go on Hawkins. His first foul, second on the team. Fairfield has yet to commit a foul. So Mike Kirkland at the line, averaging 8 points per game. His first free throw rattles out. He's 77% from the stripe for the season. 63 of 82 coming in. Had the best game of his career versus Iona on February 10th. He had 23 points and 13 rebounds, both career highs. Second free throw, no good. Hawkins went high for the rebound. It was tipped out of bounds by Steve Smith just into the game for Fairfield, a 6'8", 190-pound sophomore guard from Gwinnett Valley, Pennsylvania. Stags will continue with some full court pressure. They get it into Weiss, double teamed. He threw it over the head of Smith, back to Gaskins. Now Gaskins a speed dribble into the front court. Peacocks with 28 to shoot, down 5-2. 13:54 to play in the first half. Washington goes left side for Weiss. Weiss has a screen to the right instead, dribbles to his left. Hawkins has an open 18-footer. That is an air ball, rolls out of bounds, and as soon as that ball went over the baseline, a couple of players popped off the bench. We'll see if Hawkins goes out after putting up that air ball, and he will. Marvin Dominique back in. Chaz Patterson seeing his first action for St. Peter's, a 6'3", 170-pound redshirt sophomore from Browns Mills, New Jersey. Played at Trenton Catholic. Patterson averaging just under 3 points per game. 5-2 Fairfield. 13:33 to go in the first half. Nelson, left elbow. Popping out front, it's Marcus Gilbert holding over his head, looking for Johnson. He was impeded by Welton. The ball is loose. It's taken by Weiss. Weiss into the front court. Lobs it right side for Gaskins. Try to return feed for Dominique, cutting down the lane, but it was a bad pass. Another Peacock turnover. Here come the Stags. They kick it out to Marcus Gilbert. A three from top of the circle. No good short. Weiss the rebound for St. Peter's. Jerome Segura in for the first time for Fairfield, a 5'11", 175-pound freshman from Houston, Texas. Segura got 13 starts this season, appearing in his 30th game. Peacocks down by 3. 5-2 Fairfield with 12:51 to go in the opening half. Needless to say, it hasn't been pretty offensively for either team. Now we have our first Fairfield foul off the ball. It's going to go on Coleman Johnson. So Johnson picks up the first Fairfield foul. Smith goes out for Fairfield. Marcus Gilbert's brother, Malcolm Gilbert, checks in. He's a 6'11", 235-pound redshirt senior. Smyrna, Delaware, a transfer from Pitt. He had 5 blocks against the Peacocks in the second matchup. St. Peter's with 27 to shoot. Gaskins left wing, drives to the baseline, had a pull-up, instead goes out to Weiss. Right side for Patterson, the pump fake. Right side post for Welton. Backing in, a jump hook with the right hand, no good. Dominique went above the rim, tried to snare it, then lost it, goes out of bounds. It'll be Fairfield basketball. So if you're just joining us, we have played 7.5 minutes, and St. Peter's has just 2 points. The same Peacock team that put up 68 in a win versus Ione on Sunday afternoon on Senior Day. Peacocks in a man-to-man. Nelson tapping his chin. That's the play call. Goes right side for Segura. Nelson cuts through. Segura off a screen, gets to the foul line, knocked away by Weiss. They battle for it. Segura is able to ward him off. Here's Segura with 12 to shoot. Segura in the lane, and he traveled with it. Segura had his eyes on Johnson. Didn't think he could get the pass to him on the left wing. He dragged the pivot foot. That is a Stag turnover, their 3rd turnover of the night. St. Peter's gets it back, trailing 5-2. That's right, 5-2, with just about 8 minutes gone by in the first half. And maybe that's why we moved from Springfield. They didn't want to send this one or have them watch it up in the place of the Basketball Hall of Fame. Weiss, a set shot 3 from left of the arc, a deep one that comes up short. Stays 5-2 Fairfield. Stags got it quickly into the front court. Now they'll set up the half-court offense. Segura back out to the center circle. Marcus Gilbert touches it left side for Nelson. Nelson working off a screen into the paint. The kick out to Kirkland. Open 4-3. That's short. They battle for it. Gaskins has it for St. Peter's. Gaskins over the timeline. Patterson right wing. Back to Gaskins. Weiss trailing the play. Dribbles to the foul line. Weiss had the shot. Wouldn't take it. Gaskins right of the lane. Welton in the paint. Out to Patterson. The pump fake. Peacock still with 20 to shoot. Number 20 has it. Somehow he's able to get it out to Weiss. Head of the circle. Weiss looks left. Now straight away for Dominique, the hard drive with the right hand, off the glass, and it goes. So finally the Peacocks get Marvin Dominique involved. His first field goal attempt is a good one. So Dominique connects while on the run. The Peacocks are down 5-4, 10:52 to go in the first half. Marcus Gilbert dribbling, weaving his way into the lane. It's knocked away. It ricochets off of Gilbert. It goes out of bounds along the baseline. It'll be Peacock basketball. after our second media timeout. 10:47 to go in the first half. Fairfield leads St. Peter's 5-4. This is St. Peter's basketball on PeacocksNetwork.com.
Berkshire Bank offers big bank resources team with small bank attention. Helping you find and find your exciting moment. Berkshire Bank, America's most exciting bank. Life is exciting. Let Berkshire Bank help. Go to BerkshireBank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. For over 80 years, Price Chopper has been your neighbor. Our thousands of teammates have supported causes large and small, partnered with local events, growers, and manufacturers. Our customers have helped us raise millions of dollars for worthy charities that nourish and enhance the communities where we live and work. Price Chopper is proud to sponsor the 2015 MAAC tournament. We're not just your neighborhood, we're your neighbor. Anaconda Sports, the newest member of Lids Team Sports, is your one-stop shopping place for all your athletic needs. Visit www.anacondasports.com or give us a call at 800-996-2625. Do it all at Anaconda Sports.
Back at the Times Union Center, Fairfield hasn't scored in 4 minutes and 49 seconds. They've turned the ball over 4 times during that period, yet they still lead 5-4. St. Peter's with just 4 points, and we have 10:47 to go in the first half. Peacocks 2 of 9 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3. Fairfield 1 of 9 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3-point range. The Stags have gotten to the free throw line 2 of 4. The Peacock lineup, Desi Washington back into the game. It's Washington, Weish, Patterson, Welton, and Dominique. For Fairfield, it's Segura, Marcus Gilbert, Nelson, Kirkland, and Malcolm Gilbert. So the Gilbert brothers in there. Desi walks it over the midcourt line. Holds up the right hand, calling out the play. Patterson left of the arc. Fairfield a man-to-man. Patterson working off a Dominique screen. Desi right of the arc with 18 to shoot. Welton right side in the high post. Hands it off for Weish. Weish with the left wrist heavily bandaged. Washington has a screen to the right. Washington, a left-handed dribble. The pump fake leans into Marcus Gilbert. He draws the foul, and the Peacocks will get to the foul line. So Desi Washington will get 2 free throws. Desi, an 83% foul shooter, as the first foul on Marcus Gilbert. Each team with 2. Desi comes in averaging 14.2 points per game to lead the team. Holds a follow through. First one is good. Desi comes in off a 19-point effort against Iona. One of his better shooting games of the season. 6 of 9 from the field. Second one is perfect. And the Peacocks have their first lead at 6-5. 10:15 to go. Into the front court, it's Segura. Segura goes right side for Nelson. Nelson holding. Nelson brings it out near midcourt. Kirkland comes to get it. Segura, left sideline, gets a high screen from Malcolm Gilbert. Nelson, left side, back to Segura. Fairfield working it around the perimeter. Marcus Gilbert, a right wing jumper, came up short, shot it on the way down. Here's Desi on the run, a flip with the right hand. No good, too strong, didn't draw iron. Dominique, the offensive rebound, throws up a wild shot from left of the lane. That came up short. The loose ball to Washington, and he hits a 10-footer from the left baseline. So not how you draw it up, but the Peacocks will take the points any way they can get them. They're on an 8-0 run over the last 5 minutes, and St. Peter's has a 3-point lead, 8-5, 9:21 remaining in the first half. Nelson right wing. Screen set to the left by Malcolm Gilbert. He rolls to the basket. Then a contested jumper from the foul line is good for Nelson, and Sidney Johnson wants a timeout. That breaks the Peacock streak. So Fairfield to within 1, 8-7 St. Peter's. And Nelson is a guy that can score the basketball. Mentioned in the first game against St. Peter's that he was a bit sick. He didn't play very minutes in the previous game down at Ryder. Came to the Yanatelli Center and really didn't have much of an impact in that first matchup, but certainly did in the second game. He had 26 points in the first game in Jersey City. Nelson was just 1 of 3 from three-point range and 1 of 2 from the foul line. Ended up with just 4 points in 29 minutes. Tonight he has 7 for Fairfield, so he has all the points. So St. Peter's 8, Nelson 7. 9:14 left in the first half. Fairfield will pick up full court. Marcus Gilbert denying Weish the ball. Segura with him will briefly attempt to trap, and now they back it off. At least they back off the trap as Weish brings it into the front court. Patterson out near the center circle for Washington. Washington the pump fake. Elias Desport into the game for St. Peter's. Desport, a 6'8", 230-pound junior forward from Sweden. He had it left block. Didn't look for his offense, so they work it out on the perimeter. Desi crossing over once, twice, getting by Kirkland. Shovels it off for Desport. His shot is blocked at the rim by Malcolm Gilbert. Here come the Stags into the front court. A bad pass by Marcus Gilbert. Here's Patterson all alone, and he stuffs it with the right hand. Chaz Patterson with his first 2. The Peacocks have their largest lead. Actually, they tie their largest lead of 3. St. Peter's on top 10-7. Fairfield has turned it over 5 times in the last 7 minutes. So the offense bogging down for the Stags. Marcus Gilbert brings it out near midcourt. Nelson giving instructions. Kirkland right side, defended by Dominique. Coleman Johnson to set a screen. The pump fake from Nelson. Now hands it off for Segura. Segura with 10 to shoot. Segura gets a screen from Johnson. Right side for Marcus Gilbert. Right baseline for Kirkland. The jab step, the jumper, no good short. They battle for it. Johnson tipped it back into the hands of Weish. Weish into the front court. Weish has a screen to the left from Desport. Weish into the paint, needs some help. Near side for Desport. Hands for Desi. Desi right sideline. A contested 3, and it's good. He hit in the face of Johnson, and now the Peacocks finding some rhythm. They've opened up a 6-point lead over Fairfield. 13-7 St. Peter's. 7:33 to go in the first half. Nelson gets it left side for Kirkland. Dominique gives him about 5 feet. A cross-court pass to Johnson. Right corner to Nelson. A 3-ball, no good off the side of the backboard. Johnson the rebound for Fairfield. So Stags with 13 to shoot. They have to get going here. Segura takes a peek at the clock. 7 seconds to go. Wants a screen. Now he's going to try and do it himself. He lost the crossover. Nelson picks it up. He loses it along the baseline. Last touch by St. Peter's. So the Stags will have to throw it in with 2 to shoot. That'll come after the media timeout. St. Peter's has come alive. The Peacocks lead Fairfield 13-7. 7:06 to go in the first half. This is St. Peter's basketball on PeacocksNetwork.com.
Yes, I would like to thank our corporate sponsor, Geico. See how Geico can save you 50% or more on car insurance by visiting geico.com today. Hey, MAAC fans, don't miss any MAAC action. Check out www.maacsports.com for all the latest updates in MAAC sports.
Back at the Times Union Center. It hasn't been an offensive masterpiece, to say the least. Though the Peacocks have come on a 12-2 run over the last 7.5 minutes. St. Peter's 5 of 15 from the field. Fairfield 2 of 13. Stags 1 of 5 from three-point range. The Peacocks 0 of 2. Fairfield 2 of 4 from the line. St. Peter's 2 of 2. Desi has 6 to lead the Peacocks. Nelson has 7. all 7 for Fairfield. So Marcus Gilbert, who comes in averaging 16.5 points per game, Marcus is 0 of 4 from the field. Nelson a 3, and that's an air ball. They had to throw it in with just 2 seconds on the shot clock. So St. Peter's will take over. Fairfield now with 6 turnovers. St. Peter's has 4. The Peacock lineup is Weish, Washington, Gaskins, Dominique, and Welton. They try to deny Weish the ball. He gets it, so they back off the defense for Fairfield. It's Johnston, Marcus Gilbert, Johnson, Coleman, and Nelson. Here's Gaskins driving down the right side of the lane, and I was about to say he got away with a travel, but then the whistle came. Just Tyler Gaskins forcing the action there. The Peacocks turn it over for the 5th time, and Jamel Fields quickly to the scorers table. He will get Weish. Fields got his 3rd start of the season for St. Peter's. Quick exit to start the ball game. Now he's back in. St. Peter's leading 12-7. 6:40 to go in the first half. Johnston dribbles to the foul line. Right side for Marcus Gilbert. Steve Johnston patting the chin. Hopefully it'll result in a basket for the Stags. They're just 1 of 7 from the field on their recent attempts. Marcus Gilbert top of the key. Johnston left side with 5 to shoot. Splits defenders. Drops it off left baseline for Coleman. Johnson, he mishandled it. Lost it out of bounds. A turnover gives it back to St. Peter's, and that's bad offense. There was nothing Johnson could do with it if he caught it. He was underneath the backboard. Gaskins needs to hold his spot along the baseline. He traveled in a situation like this on Sunday against Iona. They get it into Fields, and Fields walks it over the timeline. Peacocks up 12-7, 6:08 to go in the first half. Gaskins left side goes top of the key for an open Dominique 3. Misses badly off to the right. Johnston the rebound for Fairfield. A left-handed dribble into the front court. Desi's waiting for him. Johnston goes right side for Marcus Gilbert, who has yet to score. Nelson has all 7 points for Fairfield, and we only have 5:46 to go in the first half. Kirkland left side for Nelson. Johnson left block, backing in on Welton. Welton falls to the ground. That's going to be an offensive foul on Coleman Johnson, the 6'6", 215-pound junior from Oak Hill, Virginia. So the turnover gives it back to St. Peter's. And over the last 10 minutes, 8 turnovers for the Stags. Johnson has 3 on his own, picks up his 2nd foul. The team has 3. St. Peter's with just 2 fouls here in the first half. Fields has in the backcourt, 5:38 and counting. St. Peter's on top, 12-7. Fields into the front court, guarded by Johnston. Washington right wing. Washington driving down the left side of the lane, goes up with the right hand. It's blocked. Rodney Hawkins back in, misses from point-blank range. Welton the offensive rebound, and he puts it home. Quadir Welton with a big basket. He's on the board, 1 of 2 from the field, and St. Peter's with a touchdown lead over Fairfield, 14-7, 5:10 to play in the first half. Popping out front, it's Marcus Gilbert holding it. Goes far side for Johnston, a 3 in the face of Washington. No good off the back iron. Marcus Gilbert keeps it alive. The loose ball to Nelson, so a fresh shot clock for the Stags, trailing 14-7. Marcus Gilbert right side, defended by Gaskins, brings it out front. Johnston left sideline about 25 feet away. He'll bring it head of the circle now between the circles. Looking over to Sidney Johnson for the play goal. Just 12 on the shot clock. Kirkland, a right elbow looking underneath. Goes right side for Johnston. Here's Nelson popping out front. 5 to shoot. Nelson on the run. A wild floater. No good. Got nothing but air. The loose ball to Fields. Fields storming into the front court. A jump pass near side for Gaskins. His 3 is an air ball. Welton plucked it out of the air, tried to put it up, but he was raked across the arm. This will be 2 free throws for Quadir Welton. And what can you say? The offense for both sides really struggling. I mean, that was a wide open 3 for Gaskins, and maybe someone opened a door. It's a little cold in here, but really no excuse. But give Welton credit for hustling down the floor. He makes his first free throw. Steve Johnston picked up the foul for Fairfield, his first. Team has 4. St. Peter's leading 15-7. Welton comes in averaging 7 points per game, just 46% from the line coming in. Now 48 for 103. Welton makes a pair. He's got 4 points, and the Peacocks lead by 9, 16-7. 4:18 to go in the first half. Johnson, head of the circle, goes right side for Nelson. Pressure by Fields. Nelson brings it out near midcourt, taps the chin. Marcus Gilbert near side for Johnston. Goes left side high post for Kirkland. Kirkland one-on-one with Welton. Drives to the baseline, gets underneath the basket. Here's a three from the right side by Smith, and that missed by about 2 feet. Much too strong. Fields out of the pack. Fields into the front court. Fields working into the lane. Needs some help. Bounces near side for Welton. Welton right of the lane. Backs in. He's double teamed by Nelson. Finds a cutting Patterson off the high glass. And I mean high glass. Nearly went off the top of the backboard. He missed it. But there was that man again. Quadir Welton picking up the rebound and then dropping it through. And Sidney Johnson wants a timeout as the Peacocks have opened up an 18-7 lead, and it has been ugly for the Stags on the offensive end. St. Peter's on an 18-2 run over the last 10 minutes and 47 seconds. So Fairfield 2 of 17 from the field right now. Kirkland 0 of 4. Marcus Gilbert 0 of 4. Johnston 0 of 2. Smith 0 of 1. And Johnson 0 of 1. The only player to score for the Stags, the freshman Tyler Nelson. He has 7 points. He's 2 of 5 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, and 2 of 2 from the stripe for St. Peter's. Welton has 6. Washington has 6. Then 3 other players have 2. It's Gaskins, Patterson, and Dominique. St. Peter's 7 of 22 from the field, 32%. They're 0 of 4 from three-point range. St. Peter's 4 of 4 from the line. Peacocks have turned it over 5 times. Fairfield with 8 turnovers. Stags have it in the front court. Segura back in. Johnston right side. Amadou Sidibe comes in for the first time for the Stags. So Coach Johnson trying to shake things up here. Smith, a bad pass. Segura picked it up. His turnaround jumper in the lane is no good off the back iron. Gaskins the rebound for St. Peter's. Outlets to Fields. Fields into the front court. Picked up by Segura. High post, it is Welton. Welton wants the handoff to Patterson. Patterson top of the key. Fields near side looking into Welton. Couldn't get it to him. Now Patterson top of the circle with 18 to shoot. Goes left side for Gaskins. We dip under 3 minutes to play in the first half. St. Peter's leading 18-7. Fields probing the defense. Gives up his dribble. Patterson with 8 to shoot. Drives to the foul line. A catch and shoot 3 from Fields. No good. Spun out. Dominique battled for it. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Stags. So St. Peter's will get it with a fresh 35 after our last media timeout of the first half. 2:46 to go. St. Peter's has come back to take an 11-point lead over Fairfield, 18-7. This is St. Peter's basketball on PeacocksNetwork.com.
Just 2 blocks from the Time Union Center, opening in the fall of 2015. Fans, Clearly Yours is proud to be a sponsor of the 2015 MAAC tournament. Clearly Yours Gifts features personalized gifts for all occasions, including baby births, weddings, birthdays, graduations, and everyday celebrations. Come let Clearly Yours and make your gift as unique as your name. That's Clearly Yours, located in the Newton Plaza in Latham. Advance the MAAC would like to thank our corporate sponsor, Crohn's, the official championship gift supplier of the MAAC.
Hold on. Can you do me a favor? See if there's low points for a half this season. You can put me on if you want. .246 to play in the first half. St. Peter's has come back to take an 18-7 lead over Fairfield. Fairfield scored the first 5 of the game. It took St. Peter's a while to get on the board. And now the Peacocks finding a rhythm. Fairfield comes in averaging 60.4 points per game. That's last to the MAAC. St. Peter's at 61.4 points per contest. St. Peter's today shooting 30% from the field. They shoot it at 41% for the season. Fairfield right now 2 of 18 from the field, 11%. They shoot it at 39% for the campaign. Stags have really struggled to score the basketball as of late, and that has been the case tonight. St. Peter's will throw it in. Washington left wing. Peacocks with a fresh 35. Now Fields about 30 feet away. St. Peter's leading by 11, 18-7, 2:35 to go in the first half. Fairfield a man-to-man. Patterson alone, top of the circle. Goes right side for Fields. Roll back in. Roll, right block. He's briefly double-teamed. They work it around the perimeter left side for Washington. Washington finds Dominique on the left block, but before Marvin can put it in, we have a foul on the Stags.
Fairfield penalty to Steve Johnston. That's his second.
Johnston picks up his second. He'll go out of the game. Nelson back in. Fields out for St. Peter's. So for the Peacocks, it's Weish, Washington, Dominique, Roll, and Patterson to trigger to the left of the basket. Fairfield with 5 fouls in the first half. St. Peter's has just 2. Desi, left sideline working off a Dominique screen. They switch. Segura on Dominique, and now they switch back. Roll, right elbow. Hands for Weish. Weish defended by Nelson. Washington with 20 to shoot, goes between the legs. Patterson driving the left baseline, lays it off for Roll. His layup is good. So Chaz Patterson setting up Chris Roll, his first 2 of the game, 5 points all season long, and the Peacocks lead by 13, 20-7, 1:52 to play in the first half. Sidibe reverses left side for Segura. Now popping out left wing, it's Marcus Gilbert on the run. His floater's no good. Patterson may have gotten a piece of it. It's tipped out of bounds, I believe, by Roll. It'll be Fairfield basketball. We'll get a fresh shot clock with 1:42 to go in the half. Quadir Welton back in for Roll. So Roll getting some high fives on the bench. This just goes to show you never know when your number's going to get called. Roll getting the start tonight after getting the start on senior day. Peacocks leading by 13. We have a foul along the right side. It's going to go on Weish, defending Nelson on the perimeter. So Fairfield struggling to get into double digits here in the first half. It's 20-7 St. Peter's, 1:38 to go. So Weish picks up his first. The team has 3. Segura near side for Nelson. Right baseline for Marcus Gilbert. He's double teamed. He gets rid of it to Nelson. Stags still have some time on the shot clock. 25 seconds to shoot. Segura right of the arc. Attacking Dominique. They kick out right side for Nelson. Nelson is floater from the right baseline. No good, too strong. Sidibe mistimed his jump. Welton was able to tip it and control it. And here come the Peacocks into the front court. Dominique left block. Dominique a one-handed pass. It ricochets back to Marvin. It wasn't a good pass. Lucky there. Patterson right block for Dominique. His jump hook is no good with the right hand. It rolled off. It was tipped out of bounds by the Stags. It'll stay with St. Peter's. 1:05 to go in the first half. St. Peter's leading Fairfield 20-7. Peacocks with a new shot clock. Patterson to throw it into the left of the basket. Weish holding near the left hash. Avoids a screen from Welton. Washington right of the arc. Washington getting a screen from Dominique. Dominique half-heartedly rolls into the middle. Peacocks standing around on the offensive end. They've got 20 to shoot, about a 30-second difference between shot and game clock. Desi, a step back long 2 from head of the arc. No good. It was off the back iron, but the long rebound was able to roll out to Marvin Dominique, and the Peacocks can hold it here. Take some more time off the clock, about a 7-second difference. St. Peter's leading 20-7. 30 seconds to go in the half. 20 to shoot for the Peacocks. Welton, right elbow, guarded by Sidibe. Welton, the dribble handoff to Washington. 13 to shoot. Washington holding. Washington, the jab step. Washington into the lane. A beautiful bounce pass for Welton. A lot of contact. Welton missed it. Here come the Stags into the front court. 10 seconds to go in the first half. Welton trailing the play, knocked it away. It rolls out to Smith. He misses a 3 from the right wing. Weish the rebound. 3 seconds to go. Weish into the front court, driving to the basket. Throws it up and in off the high glass. It's good. Weish plays beat the clock, and the Peacocks have a 15-point lead at halftime, 22-7. So after the slow beginning, the Peacocks have taken over, and they've done it with a lot of good defense, and now these shots are starting to fall, so St. Peter's getting some momentum. But you know, Coach Dunn and his staff are going to talk about the defensive effort. Fairfield just 2 of 21 from the field in the first half. And I think in our first game today with the women, Ryder at one point, and if you haven't heard, St. Peter's pulled off the upset over Ryder. I think at one point, Ryder was 3 of 23 from the field. So both St. Peter's teams playing some good defense in the opening half. St. Peter's tonight with a 15-point lead. A quick look at the numbers, then we'll take a break of about 10 minutes or so. Then we'll review the first half numbers and look ahead to the second half. Once again, Fairfield 2 of 21, 10% from the field. St. Peter's 9 of 28, 32%. Peacocks from the foul line, 4 of 4. Fairfield 2 of 4. The Stags 1 of 8 from three-point range. St. Peter's 0 of 5. The Peacocks turned the ball over to start the game, but then they got control and started to force some Fairfield turnovers. Fairfield with 8 turnovers in the first half. St. Peter's with 8 points off those 8 turnovers. St. Peter's getting on the glass. 24 rebounds for the Peacocks, 14 for the Stags. St. Peter's with 10 offensive rebounds, and they've turned those 10 offensive rebounds into 10 second chance points. Quick look at the scoring. It's not difficult on the Fairfield side. Nelson 7. That's all you need to know. 2 of 6 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 2 of 2 from the line. St. Peter's led by Welton and Washington, who each have 6. Welton 2 of 4, did a good job of rebounding the basketball as well. 6 boards for Quadier. Washington 2 of 6 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line. Then you have 5 players all with a basket. Weish with 2, Patterson with 2, Dominique with 2, Gaskins and Roll each with 2. Added up, St. Peter's again 9 of 28 from the field, and they have a 15-point lead. So we'll take a break. We are at halftime in the 7-10 game. The 7th-seed St. Peter's leads the 10th-seed Fairfield 22-7. This is St. Peter's basketball on PeacocksNetwork.com.
This was it? I didn't know you had. I thought they had a chart. I just didn't want to get thrown off. I'll use it now.
The Fairfield cheer team.
I don't like guessing in here, so.
Deep within you is a relentless drive. You come prepared. You come willing to work. You come to win. Discover the Performance Protein Bar made just for you. Come ready. 24 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber, no sugar alcohols. One unbelievably awesome taste. Come ready. You don't quit, and neither should your bar. Come ready for the competitor in you.
Hi, I'm Jerry Golem, CEO of Price Chopper Supermarkets. Welcome to this year's MAAC Basketball Championships. I hope you enjoy your time in the Capital Region, and on behalf of the entire Price Chopper family, best of luck to all the teams.
Denoyer Chevrolet is proud to be a sponsor of the MAAC Championships. Thanks to you, Denoyer Chevrolet is the #1 volume Chevrolet dealer in the Capital Region. When you're looking for a new vehicle, stop by where you're treated like family. Denoyer Chevrolet, Wolf Road, Delany. CDTA welcomes you to the 2015 MAAC Tournament. Let us take you out on the town while you're in town. Whether it's food, fun, or attractions, know before you go with real-time info for every route. For schedules and fares, download our favorite app and visit cdta.org. Hey MAAC fans, the MAAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships, Fan Fest, heads to Albany, March 7th and 8th. That's this Saturday and Sunday, right out front on South Pearl Street. This experience is open to all fans. Don't miss out on this year's Fan Fest. It's the best one yet. Also be sure to stop by the MAAC Band Jam at noon on Saturday at Fan Fest.
You could win an out-of-the-blue party with rock stars, like Fallout Boy. Follow us on Twitter and hashtag #OutOfTheBlue with a picture of Pepsi.
Hi fans, I'm Scott Hoteling, Regional Leader of Berkshire Bank. Berkshire Bank is proud to be one of the welcoming sponsors of the 2015 MAAC tournament. I'm sure you'd all agree, few things are exciting as college basketball in March. We hope you enjoy the games, and best of luck to all the teams.
Back at the Times Union Center, Chris Radicke joined courtside by Matt Torres, and we've watched a first half of basketball that will not go down as one of the most prettiest halves that you'll ever see. St. Peter's 9 of 28, 32% from the field, but Fairfield just 2 of 21 from the field. That's just under 10%. And all 7 points were scored by one player, Tyler Nelson. We went back into the notes and wanted to see any other low-scoring halves that Fairfield has had this season. A 12-point half against Wofford, and then both times that the Stags have played Ryder, they had a half of just 13 points, and the winner of tonight's game will take on the Bronx, a Matt Lopez-less Bronx, on Saturday night at 5:30. So let's take a look at the first half numbers. Mentioned the shooting percentage for the Bronx. They ended up 1 of 7 from three-point range, 2 of 4 from the line. They were out-rebounded by the Peacocks, 24-14. St. Peter's with 10 offensive rebound, 8 turnovers for the Stags. They had 5 blocks, 4 for Coleman Johnson. I think I misidentified one as going to Malcolm Gilbert when it was actually Coleman Johnson, but not much else to say. Kirkland 0 of 4, Marcus Gilbert 0 of 5, Coleman Johnson 0 of 1, Nelson 2 of 6, Steve Johnson 0 of 2, Jerome Segura 0 of 1, Steve Smith 0 of 2. For the Peacocks, St. Peter's 9 of 28 from the field, 0 of 5 from three-point range. Peacocks 4 of 4 from the line. Mentioned the 10 offensive rebounds for the Peacocks. 10 second chance points off those 10 offensive rebounds. St. Peter's outscoring Fairfield in the paint 12-0. A balanced scoring attack for St. Peter's. Quadir Welton coming in off the bench tonight. Welton 6 points, 6 rebounds, 2 of 4 from the field, and he got a couple of tough ones around the rim. Hit both his free throw attempts, so 6 points and 6 rebounds in 15 minutes for Quadir. Desi Washington 2 of 6 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line, 4 rebounds in 15 minutes of action. 2 points for Tyler Gaskins in 14 minutes. He turned it over twice, 1 of 3 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3. Tyler grabbing 2 boards. Marvin Dominique, not a lot of touches. 1 of 4 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3. 2 rebounds from Marvin. He had a block in 17 minutes. Chris Roll got the start. 1 of 2 from the field, so 2 points in 3 minutes of action. Travis Weish with the buzzer beater to end the first half, giving the Peacocks a bit more momentum going into the locker room. So Weish 1 of 2 from the field, 0 of 1 from three-point range. An assist, no turnovers, 3 rebounds and a steal in 11 minutes off the bench for Weish. Chaz Patterson with 2 in 11 minutes, 1 of 2 from the field. Hawkins 3 minutes, did not score, grabbed the rebound, 0 of 2 from the field. Desport 2 minutes, 0 of 1 from the field. And Jamel Fields getting his 3rd start of the season against his former school, Fairfield. 0 of 2 from three-point range, 2 rebounds and a turnover in 9 minutes of action. St. Peter's didn't start off the game blazing. It wasn't until the 14:26 mark that Tyler Gaskins put in a layup for the first points for St. Peter's, and since then, St. Peter's on a 22-2 run to overcome a 5-0 deficit. And that's where we're at right now as we're getting ready for the start of the second half. St. Peter's looking for their 5th victory of the season. The Peacocks and the Stags appearing in this 7-10 game for the 3rd consecutive year. Last season as the 7th seed, St. Peter's defeated Fairfield 2 seasons ago. The tables were turned, and St. Peter's looking to win the season series this year as both teams won on their home court. St. Peter's will go with the same lineup that started the ball game. In the backcourt, it's Fields, Washington, Gaskins. And up front, it's Dominique and Roll for Fairfield. Segura getting the nod along with Nelson, Sidibe, Johnson, and Marcus Gilbert. Peacocks have it first, moving from right to left. Washington a 3 short from the left wing. It's tipped around and taken by Sidibe. Sidibe hampered by that knee injury. Hasn't been much of a factor as of late. Mentioned before, hasn't played in 5 of 6 games. Had a huge game last season at the Anatelli Center. We played 30 seconds in the second half. Fairfield down 22-7. A cross-court pass from Johnson to Nelson at the left block. He made a motion like he was shooting it. He got hit across the arm. We'll see if he gets 2 free throws. And it looks like we will. The player's a little confused, and they're going to say that Nelson was in the act of shooting. So Tyler Nelson with all 7 points for Fairfield. He can add to his total at the stripe. First free throw is good. So Nelson now 3 of 3 from the line. Stags 3 of 5. So the foul goes on Fields, our first foul of the second half. Jamel with his first of the game. Nelson hits a pair of free throws. It's a 13-point lead for St. Peter's, 19:20 to play. And as Fields brought it over the timeline under pressure, he was fouled. Segura picks up the foul, his first, so each team with 1 in the second half. Peacocks are going to have to stay focused here. The big lead, the shot at the end of the half, providing some momentum, but Fairfield's not going to give up here. They're going to try and grind it out, grind it back into the ball game. Roll, right elbow with his back to the basket. The handoff to Washington. Washington the pump fake. Dominique reverses left side for Gaskins. Gaskins brings it out front. Gaskins picks up his dribble. Left side for Fields. Defended by Segura. Dominique left block. Double teamed out to Fields. Open for 3. It's good. Jamel Fields gets into the act. He's now 1 of 3 from 3-point range. Give him 3 points, and the Peacocks have a 16-point lead, their largest of the night. Sidibe in the front court, top of the circle for Segura. Pump fakes, drives right. Desi wouldn't let him go. So now Segura brings it out near midcourt. Johnson left sideline. Sidibe left elbow. Roll all over him. Segura gets a screen from Sidibe. Segura the hesitation dribble out to Johnson. Right side for Nelson. The pump fake driving to the basket. Splitting defenders. Falls loose. We're going to have a foul, and it's going to be a charge on Nelson. Roll stepped in to take it, so good help side defense there by the senior from Florida, and the Peacocks get it back. And looking at the replay monitor above the floor, and Roll clearly got there, so a turnover for the Stags. They've turned it over 8 times and make it number 9 as they flip it over on the stat monitor, so 9 turnovers for Fairfield. Gaskins to the foul line, left side for Fields. Left side post for Dominique. Dominique double team, goes out to Fields. He just hit a 3. Gaskins driving to the basket, lays it off for Roll, and his layup is good. So Chris Roll with 4 points, and St. Peter's leads by 18. Sidney Johnson wants another timeout. This 30 will turn into a full. We'll take one as well. 17:53 to play in the 7-10 game. The winner to take on Ryder. The Peacocks on top by 18 points. This is St. Peter's basketball on peacocksnetwork.com.
MAAC fans of all ages can join the annual Bounce to the Arena Parade from the Palace Theater to the Times Union Center Saturday, March 7th. Head up to guest services to learn more.
Back at the Times Union Center, St. Peter's leading Fairfield by 18 points, 27-9. Remember, St. Peter's trailed this game 5-0. It wasn't until the 14:26 mark that Tyler Gaskins got the Peacocks on the board. Since then, it's been all St. Peter's. Still, Tyler Nelson, the only Stag to score, and we have played over 22 minutes of basketball. KJ Rose checks in for the first time for Fairfield, a 6'1", 190-pound sophomore from Binghamton, New York. Marcus Gilbert, top of the circle. Gilbert scoreless. He averages 16.5 points per game. Kirkland head of the arc, 8 to shoot. Kirkland left of the arc for Rose. Rose on the run, and he puts it in off the glass. So KJ Rose gets Fairfield on the board in terms of field goals here in the second half, and he's the first Stag other than Nelson to put points on the board. Rose averages just under 5 points per game, 31% from the field. The St. Peter's lead is 16, so Fairfield with 4 points here in the second half. 2 free throws by Nelson and a basket by Rose. Roll over to the right wing, hands it off for Fields, drives to the foul line, shut off by Nelson. Fields gets rid of it to Desi. Desi with 8 to shoot. Desi right of the arc. Desi still with the dribble, crosses over. Desi, a pull-up three, no good, barely grazed the front of the iron. Not a good offensive set for the Peacocks. Here's Nelson into the front court. Gets it over to Rose. Rose unguarded, right of the arc. Now Rose gets it back. In between the circles, popping out top, it's Johnson. Kirkland beyond the arc, guarded by Dominique. 20 on the shot clock for the Stags. Rose, head of the key. Out to Marcus Gilbert, wanted to drive. Gaskins all over him. An entry pass to Coleman Johnson. He missed the layup, rolled a rebound for St. Peter's, holding on to it, and now Fields will go and get it. He went behind Roll as the outlet pass was being pressured by Nelson. 16-14 to play. St. Peter's leading 27-11 over Fairfield. Winner advances to take on Ryder on Saturday at 5:30. Fields left sideline, has a screen to the right from Dominique. Fields brings it out front. Washington right wing, a jump pass right baseline for Roll, and he puts it home off the window. Chris Roll with 6 points. The season high, his career high is 9, and he's moving towards that mark. So Roll providing a spark, getting the nod tonight for the second straight game. Hard screen out top by Johnson. Knock Gaskins down. They play on. Peacocks lead by 18, 29-11. 15:35 to play. Johnson right elbow, right wing for Kirkland. Kirkland uses screen to the left from Johnson. Kirkland now gives it up to Nelson. Nelson with 8 to shoot. Nelson right sideline for Rose. 5 to shoot. Kirkland right baseline, 3 to shoot. Kirkland in the lane, the pull-up jumper over Desi, no good, short. And Fairfield trailing by 18, uses all the shot clock, and they still can't convert. Fields the other way, laid it off for Roll. We have a foul on the pass. So St. Peter's pushing the ball up the floor off the miss by Fairfield, and Coach Dunn up and off the bench as we head to immediate timeout. He likes the defense. Fairfield takes all that time off the clock. They still can't convert. The Stags 3 of 24 from the field, and St. Peter's leads by 18. So we're going to take a break. 15-12 to go. St. Peter's leading by 18, 29-11. This is St. Peter's basketball on PeacocksNetwork.com.
What's our score so far? Looks like 1-1. 15 seconds to go. Josh from Delaney up 3-1 with 5 seconds to go. Hey, Jack, step out to 3. There's 2 seconds to go. 1 second to go. Jack for the win. And it's good! You guys can fight over these back. Let's hear it for Jack. Saving it in with a 3 at the buzzer. Josh, you still won. Congratulations. And thanks to Annika on the court.
No, hold on a second.
At StocktonPorto.com/MAAC to purchase autos on the MAAC Championship.
15-12 left. St. Peter's Leading Fairfield 29-11 for St. Peter's. It's Weish, Washington, Gaskins, Hawkins, and Welton. For Fairfield, it's Rose, Johnson, Nelson, Sidibe, and Marcus Gilbert. 9 points for Nelson, 2 for Rose. 3 Peacocks with 6, Washington, Roll, and Welton. St. Peter's will throw it into the right of the basket. Weish takes it right wing, now backs it off a bit. Washington right sideline in front of the Peacock bench. Gaskins gets a screen to the right from Welton. Gaskins goes left. His pull-up pop from 15 is good. Tyler Gaskins now has 4, 2 of 4 from the field, and St. Peter's has a 20-point lead, their largest lead of the night. Nelson right wing, right side post for Marcus Gilbert. Faces up. Welton comes with a double team, a bit out of control, and he bumped Marcus, and he'll pick up the foul. So you could see the energy on the defensive side of it for St. Peter's, emboldened by this effort, holding Fairfield to just 3 of 24 from the field. Desi Washington goes out for St. Peter's. Chaz Patterson seeing his first second half action. Welton has 2 fouls. The team has 2 in the second half. Fairfield hasn't scored in the last 2:45. Stags with just 11 points for the game, and they're just burning more time off the shot clock. Now they get the offense started. Rose tried a backdoor pass intended for Marcus Gilbert. It was knocked away by Patterson. Here is Weish, right of the lane, drops it back for Welton. A jump hook with the right hand, and it's good. Quadir Welton picking up where he left off in the first half. He's now 3 of 5 from the field. He's got 8 points off the pretty assist from Weish, and St. Peter's has a 22-point lead, 33-11 as we near the 14-minute mark. Marcus Gilbert driving to the basket, missed the lefty layup. They battled for it. We're going to have a tie-up. So they found Marcus cutting to the goal. I don't know if it slipped out of his left hand or what, but he just doesn't look like himself tonight. The possession arrow favors Fairfield, so they'll throw it into the right of the basket with 19 to shoot, 14:02 to go in the game, and now we're going to have an offensive foul. It's going to be a push off the ball on Coleman Johnson. That is his third foul. Team with 4. St. Peter's on a 6-0 run over the last 2 minutes. They've made their last 3 field goals. Peacocks up by 22. Fairfield applying some pressure in the backcourt. Peacocks break it. Patterson had the open 3 left wing. Instead dribbles to the baseline. Gets it back out to Weish. Weish goes far side for Gaskins. Has a screen to the right from Dominique. Peacocks with 20 to shoot. They have a 22-point lead. Here's Welton holding left of the circle. Hands it for Gaskins. The pump fake, weaving with the dribble. A jump pass left corner for Patterson. Left side post for Welton. Welton gets to the baseline. He wheels with the right hand. It's good. Quadir Welton showing it all tonight. He was getting on the glass in the first half, getting offensive rebounds, finishing, and now a couple of jump hooks using the pivot foot to perfection. And St. Peter's has a 24-point lead with 13:15 to go. Sidibe goes out to Rose. Rose on the drive, in the air to pass. It's tipped by Patterson. It goes into the hands of Marcus Gilbert. Still 13 on the shot clock for the Stags. Sidibe has his shot rejected by Dominique. Dominique controls it, gets it to Gaskins. The Euro step off the glass, and it's good. Oh, it's going all St. Peter's way here, and Sidney Johnson wants another timeout. Give Tyler Gaskins 6. And the Peacocks lead by 26 with 12:58 remaining. So St. Peter's didn't start out great, but they have picked it up about midway through the first half, and they continued it on to the second half, and everyone is getting into the act. Welton leads all scorers with 10. Gaskins has 6. Washington has 6. Roll has 6. Fields with 3, Weish with 2, Patterson with 2. And they're doing all this, and Marvin Dominique has just 2 points, 1 of 4 from the field, but I don't think Marvin really cares at this point. This team is rolling right now, building off that momentum from the Iona game, and you don't want to be presumptuous, but I think we can look forward to a good game on Saturday night. And if somehow St. Peter's loses this game, we can expect some teardrops turning into icicles back in Jersey City. 12:58 to play. St. Peter's up 37-11. For Fairfield, it's Nelson, Johnston, Kirkland, Johnson, and Marcus Gilbert. Stags have it, moving from left to right in the front court. We're going to have a St. Peter's foul. It's going to be a block on Patterson. Fairfield will throw it in along the near side in the front court. Desi comes back in for Gaskins. So a fresh 35 for the Stags. First foul on Patterson. The team has 3. Fairfield with 4 fouls here in the second half. Stags haven't scored in about 5 minutes. Now another Peacock foul. Marcus Gilbert, the hard drive along the left baseline. He was fouled. So Patterson picks up another. Very quickly, he has 2. So each team with 4 fouls. Hard pass to Kirkland. Goes beyond the arc to Johnston. Here's Marcus Gilbert curling and then firing a pass to no one. And let's see who it went off of. They're going to say nobody touched it. For a moment, everyone hesitated. They thought maybe a St. Peter's hand hit the ball, but instead they say no. Fairfield applying pressure. Weiss tries to split a double team with the dribble. He lost it. That ended up with Nelson taking an open 3 from the left side. He missed it off the back rim. Then Marcus Gilbert gathering in the offensive rebound, powering to the basket. His shot is no good, but he was fouled. Marvin Dominique picks up his first foul. And now we're going to have a couple of free throws for Marcus Gilbert. He comes in averaging 16.5 points per game. He has yet to score, and we have just 12:26 to go. First free throw from Gilbert is no good. Fairfield now 4 of 7 from the line. Gilbert 0 of 6 from the field, 0 of 2 from three-point range, a third-team All-MAAC selection. His second free throw, no good, so he remains scoreless. He backs off the line, shaking his head. Easy rebound for Chaz Patterson, and the Peacocks have the ball back, leading by 26 with 12:15 to play. Patterson left of the lane, goes out to Dominique through a hard pass, a one-handed pass through the hands of Patterson, and now we nearly have a steal on the far side of the floor by Marcus Gilbert. It goes out of bounds. It'll be St. Peter's basketball with 19 to shoot. Fairfield just 3 of 27 from the field. They're 1 of 9 from three-point range and 4 of 8 from the line. Still just 2 players to score. Nelson with 9 and Rose with 2. We played just about 8 minutes in the second half. St. Peter's on top 37-11. Washington gives up his dribble. Goes out near the center circle to Dominique, harassed by Kirkland. Dominique crosses over. Dominique gets some room, trying to beat the clock, puts up a 3, no good, too strong. Offensive rebound to Elias Desport, who just came back into the game. So the Peacocks with a fresh 35. Good awareness by Dominique getting that shot up. Dominique, left block, gives up his dribble. Out to Weiss, had an open 3, wisely decides to go far side to Washington. Washington with 20 to shoot. They work it around the perimeter. Now left baseline for Dominique. A diagonal pass out to Washington. Weiss crossing over once, twice on the run. Flips it in with the right hand. Travis Weiss with 4 points. And the Peacocks lead by 28. Patterson nearly with a steal on the far side near midcourt. That's going to bring us to our second media timeout of the half. 11:18 to go. St. Peter's leading 39-11. Yes, you heard that right, 39-11. This is St. Peter's basketball on PeacocksNetwork.com. Huh? Back in Albany, St. Peter's blowing out Fairfield 39-11. Peacocks 17 of 39 from the field, 44% in the second half. St. Peter's just blazing, 8 of 11, 73%. Stags 3 of 27, 1 of 9 from three-point range. St. Peter's 4 of 4 from the line. Fairfield 4 of 8. Stags haven't scored in 6 minutes and 10 seconds. Peacocks on another run, 17-2 over the last 7:39. Stags have it in the front court. Johnson, a 17-footer from straight away. No good, too strong. Washington, the rebound for St. Peter's. Peacocks on top by 28, 11 minutes to go. Weish angles over to the left side, guarded by Nelson. For St. Peter's, it's Weish, Dominique, Patterson, Desport, and Washington. Patterson takes the handoff from Desport. Patterson to the left elbow. Didn't have the angle to try and get into Dominique. Patterson still tried it anyway. We have a foul on Fairfield. This will be a hold.
Fairfield foul charged to Coleman Johnson.
Goes on Coleman Johnson. His fourth. He'll go out of the game. Amadou Sidibe, the junior, comes back in. Patterson throws it in along the left baseline, goes out to Weish. 10:43 to go. Peacocks with 30 to shoot. Weish left side for Patterson. Desport flashes to the high post. Patterson gives it to him. Desport gives it back. Patterson dragged the pivot foot as he came to a stop near the right elbow. That's a Peacock turnover. Their 7th of the evening. Fairfield with 12 turnovers. St. Peter's out rebounding Fairfield 30-18, but there's a lot more rebounds to get with all these missed shots by the Stags. They're 3 of 28 from the field. St. Peter's 17 of 39. Kirkland will dribble it out near midcourt. 10:18 to go. 39-11 St. Peter's. Segura right of the arc. Desi eyeballing him. Marcus Gilbert out top, working off a screen, a pull-up three, and it's good. So finally, Marcus Gilbert gets on the board, his first 3 of the night, and the Stags are down by 25 as we dip under 10 minutes to go. Weish out in the center circle. Peacocks were able to break pressure. Weish just looking over the defense. Peacocks content to take some time here. Weish still pounding the dribble. Patterson sets a screen for Desi. Desi has it right wing. Desport right of the circle, hands for Desi. Desi from just beyond the foul line, bounces for Marvin. A jump hook in the lane, and it's good with the right hand. That shot is unstoppable. Great seal by Marvin. Got low, good position, and he just turned and easily put it in with the right hand. St. Peter's up by 27. Kirkland a 3 from right of the circle, no good off to the left. An uncontested rebound for Washington. And St. Peter's into the front court. Weish driving into the lane. Desport, right baseline, didn't look to score. Got it out to Patterson. Weish a 3 from the left wing, and that's good. And what can you say? The Peacocks are firing on all cylinders. Travis Weish from deep, he's got 7. And the Peacocks are up by 30. That's right, 30-point lead for St. Peter's with 8:54 to go. And now Marcus Gilbert hits another 3. This one from the right wing, nothing but net. He quickly has 6 points. Peacock still on top by 27. Washington to the foul line for St. Peter's. Backs it out near midcourt. 24 to shoot. 8:35 to go. Desi giving instructions with the right hand, pounding the dribble with the left hand. Now Desi looks right, gives it to Weish. Weish holding. Desport right of the circle with his back to the basket. Gives back to Weish. 10 to shoot for St. Peter's. Patterson left wing. Dominique left baseline. Backing in. A double team comes. Patterson thought about the 3. Wouldn't take it. 2 to shoot. Weish will try another 3, and it's nothing but net from left of the circle. And Travis was about 5 feet beyond the arc. He's in the double figures. He has 10 points, 4 of 5 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. He's got 3 rebounds and an assist, so Weish responding, coming off the bench tonight for just the second time this season. Marcus Gilbert into a seam. A 3 from the left side by Segura, no good short. They battle for it. Patterson comes up with it for St. Peter's. Peacocks leading 47-17. Dominique lays out Nelson on a back screen in the back court. Peacocks playing 5-on-4. Nelson jogging back into the play. Weish all alone missed the layup. Fairfield with the rebound. I think Weish was caught off guard. Nobody was around him. Nelson left wing, a pump fake and a three. That's short. Tipped by Marcus Gilbert. Goes through the hands of Desport and out of bounds along the baseline. After the media timeout, it will be Fairfield basketball. 7:28 to play in Albany. St. Peter's with a date with a rider on Saturday night. The Peacocks lead 47-17. This is St. Peter's basketball on peacocksnetwork.com.
The store offers customizable merchandise and championship apparel for all MAAC sports. Visit MAACsports.com/shop to get your fan gear today. And now, MAAC fans, it's time to get a little closer. It's time for the Kiss Cam. If you're up on the video scoreboard, you're required to kiss the person next to you. Not the two guys in the hat. There you
See it.
go. Take a picture. Your choice. It's a choice. He plays the sax. It's cool. He's got a choice of all the ladies. Left side or right side? Left side or right side? Left side. Sax players are cool. No kiss for you. No. She's pretty, dude. Do it. The kiss cam.
Back at the Times Union Center in Albany, New York. Chris Radicke, Matt Torres to my right. St. Peter's enjoying a rare blowout victory. I'd say victory already. What will be a blowout victory. St. Peter's up by 30 points, 47-17, 7:28 to go. Fairfield 5 of 33 from the field, 3 of 12 from the field in the second half. St. Peter's up to 47%. They're 11 of 15 from the field in the second half. Marcus Gilbert on the hard drive into the lane. He gets fouled, so he'll shoot 2 more free throws. He missed his first pair. He's got 6 points, looking for points 7 and 8.
Marcus Gilbert to the line for Fairfield, shooting 2.
Rodney Hawkins picked up the foul. Marcus Gilbert makes his first free throw attempt. Stags now 5 of 9 from the line. Second one, the good rotation, swishes through. So Marcus up to 8 points. So he's starting to get into the flow of the game. Much too little, much too late. In this case, St. Peter's still leading by 28. Hawkins underneath finds Welton. He banks it in off the glass. So Quadir Welton up to 12 points off the nice pass from Hawkins. Welton 5 of 7 from the field. He also has 6 rebounds. The Peacocks lead by 30 once again as we approach the 7-minute mark. And we're going to have a St. Peter's foul on Fields. That's a hold. That's the second on Fields. That is the 17th foul on St. Peter's. So a 1-and-1 for the Stags. The Peacock lineup is Fields, Washington, Gaskins, Hawkins, and Welton for Fairfield. It's Johnston, Kirkland, Johnson, Marcus Gilbert, and Steve Smith at the foul line. He misses the front end. It's back tapped, and the Stags keep the possession. So Smith, his first free throw of the season in his 19th game, and he missed it. A jumper from the left wing is good for Kirkland, and Kirkland comes out of the pack shaking his head. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Maybe just can't believe that one finally went. A very frustrating night for the Stags. First 2 of the game for Kirkland. He's now 1 of 7 from the field. Comes in averaging 8 points per game. He's 41% from the field for the season. A 28-point lead for St. Peter's. 6:25 to play. Gaskins near the left hash. Gaskins met by a brief double team by Kirkland. Now Desi holding near the center circle. A screen to the left from Welton. Desi tried to split defenders. He does. Then he missed the right-handed hook. A scoop with the right hand. Welton tried to tip it in, couldn't do so. Stags the other way, and we have some players tangled up in the backcourt in Hawkins and Johnson. A 4-on-4. Stevie Johnston misses the long two from straight away, and Coleman Johnson hustling down the floor, stuffs it with two hands. A flying finish, and we're going to have a timeout. This will go to Fairfield. So the first two for Coleman Johnson. He's 1 of 4 from the field. Fairfield will have 2 timeouts remaining. St. Peter's still has 4. Stags 5 of 15 from the field in the second half. St. Peter's 12 of 18. A 26-point lead for the Peacocks. Just under 6 minutes to play. St. Peter's will have their women's team in action tomorrow night against second seed Marist. Peacocks upset the Ryder Bronx earlier this afternoon here in Albany. Fairfield will pick up with some full court pressure. Gaskins will throw it in. Johnson will guard him. Gaskins running the baseline, gets it to Fields. Fields is double teamed, back to Gaskins. Near side to Desi Washington into the front court. Desi picks it up in a bad spot. Somehow he's able to get it over to Gaskins. Fields right of the arc, back to Tyler. Holding near the center circle. Peacocks with 20 to shoot. Gaskins left of the circle. Gaskins probing with the dribble. Right block for Dominique. Out to Gaskins. The pump fake into the lane. Shovels it off for Welton. Takes a dribble to gather himself. That allowed the defenders to come over. When Welton put up the shot, he was fouled. So Quadir Welton with a couple of free throws. Coleman Johnson picks up the foul. That'll be the 5th foul on Coleman Johnson. So he'll go out with 2 points and 4 rebounds. 5:32 left here in Albany. St. Peter's enjoying a 26-point lead, 49-23. The least amount of points that St. Peter's allowed this season, 46 in a home win against Princeton back on December 10th. The least amount of points that the Peacocks scored this season was in that second game against Fairfield up in Connecticut. They lost that one 57-43 back on February 21st. 16 fouls for Fairfield. Quadir Welton at the line shooting 2. He's 2 of 2 from the stripe. That one's too strong. Welton coming in just 46% from the line. Quadir now with 11 double-figure games this season. He has 15 for his career. He's had 16 points 3 times in a game. So we'll see how much longer he plays, but a shot at that. Makes his second free throw, so give Welton 13 points. He leads all scorers. Welton with 13 and Weiss with 10. The only 2 players in double figures. Steve Johnston, a hard drive along the right baseline. He lays it in, his first 2 of the night. He's now 1 of 4 from the field. St. Peter's doubling up Fairfield 50-25. Dominique into the front court. Left corner for Welton. Out near the timeline to Gaskins. We'll see if Coach Dunn empties the bench soon. Peacocks will have a day of rest before they play on Saturday against Ryder. Washington, a left-handed dribble out top. Gets it over to Gaskins, 15 to shoot. Gaskins right of the arc. Welton wanted to come out and set a screen. Instead, Gaskins went to Washington. Washington holding it. Picked up by Nelson on the switch. Desi, the crossover, the long 2 from top of the circle. No good. Off the back iron. They battle for it. Dominique, the offensive rebound. He goes to the basket, and he's fouled by Smith. So Marvin Dominique will shoot 2 free throws. St. Peter's winning by 25, and Marvin Dominique only has 4 points, and they haven't needed him. Dominique 2 of 6 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3-point range. He'll get his first try at the foul line. So Smith picks up his first. Each team was 7 in the second half. Marvin just named second team All-MAAC. He was picked first in the preseason. The shoulder shake, the free throw, front of the iron, back of the iron, and in. Matt Torres not a fan of the shoulder shake, apparently. Well, if you're going to do that, you better make it. You know, you do that in a close game and it misses. It doesn't look too good, but Marvin's not the only guy doing it now, but it doesn't make it right. Marvin will get one more. Got to find something to talk about here. Up by 26, now 27. Marvin holds the follow through, and he rips the second free throw. That one was clean. St. Peter's leading 52-25, and an acrobatic move by Marcus Gilbert. He went right over, I believe it was Gaskins. Actually, it was Weish. He almost went over the head of Weish. He was about 10 feet away, and he got the foul. So Gilbert with a chance to get into double figures here if he can make both free throws. The first one is good. Stags now 7 of 12 from the line. They're 8 of 37 from the field, 22%. Marcus makes a pair, 78% from the line coming in. He's up to 10 points. The Peacock lead is back to 25, 4:33 to go. Dominique double team, out to Gaskins. Weish hold to the right of the center circle, watched by Johnston. Weish releases pressure with the dribble. Gaskins left side, gets a screen from Desport. Desport rolled to the basket, he's open for a second. Gaskins couldn't find him. Here's Dominique swooping along the left baseline and laying it home. Marvin Dominique up to 8 points. He's 3 of 7 from the field. The Peacocks lead by 27. Smith to the left elbow. His turnaround jumper is good. So Steve Smith with a rare 2. He entered tonight's game with 15 made field goals. 14 of those were from three-point range. His only 2-point field goal came against Marist. Gets his second one there to make it a 25-point game once again. 3:43 to go. Patterson holding beyond the right hash. Now Patterson just taking time off the clock, picked up by Kirkland. Patterson spins with 9 to shoot. Patterson right of the lane. Here's Gaskins in rhythm for 3. It's good from right of the arc. Tyler Gaskins up to 9 points. He's 4 of 6 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. And the Peacocks lead by 28. Smith trailing the play for 3, comes up short. Desport, the uncontested rebound for St. Peter's, chins it, and now gets it over to Weish. Weish into the front court. Weish, the hesitation dribble, a cross-court pass to Patterson. Patterson in the left corner, goes airborne and gets it out to Desport. Gaskins holding to the right of the center circle. Watched by Nelson. Nelson quiet here in the second half. Gaskins behind the back, had it knocked away. Looked like he was raked across the arm. No foul call. They'll say that's a St. Peter's turnover. Mercifully, our final media timeout. 2:58 to play here in Albany. St. Peter's all over Fairfield, 57-29. This is Peacock Basketball on peacocksnetwork.com.
Make the most of the numbers in front of you every day. Play Win 4 and Numbers. 2 of the many daily draw games for the New York Lottery.
Are you going back to the hotel right after this?
Ah, the MVP.
That's the way. 1, 2.
Here he is. He's got his name in light. His face matching his shirt.
I go back to the hotel after this.
You are?
No, I'm after this.
Posted his Twitter.
Where am I going to get?
Are you trying to get rid of me, or are you asking me? Whatever you want to do. I mean, you said you wanted to watch some of this game. You don't want to watch Quinnipiac at the beginning of the game?
Watch a few minutes. Watch a few minutes.
I think it would make the team happy.
2:58 to play. St. Peter's leading Fairfield 57-29. Peacock lineup: Weish, Fields, Patterson, Desport, and Hawkins. For Fairfield: Nelson, Johnston, Marcus Gilbert, Smith, and that is Sidibe along the baseline. Fairfield in the front court. Smith at the foul line. A turnaround jumper, and it's good. So Steve Smith looking good in the late game. 26-point lead for St. Peter's. Now the Peacocks turn it over. Marcus Gilbert threw it over to Smith. He thought he was throwing it to Smith, but hustling back into the play was Jamel Fields, who picked it off. So the Peacocks have the basketball with 2:25 remaining. St. Peter's leading 57-31. And we've just gotten word that someone's been going through the record book, and I guess it was Dave Musel, that 41 points is an all-time low in the MAAC tournament. So we'll see if Fairfield can go on a run and avoid this dubious distinction. Pass is knocked out of bounds along the baseline. It'll stay with St. Peter's. The Peacocks with just 5 to shoot, 2:03 to go. Patterson to the right of the basket, gives it to Desport. Patterson gets it back, a runner from just inside the foul line. That's long, tipped out of bounds by Hawkins. And going to the deck for Fairfield was Johnston. So Fairfield will throw it in with 1:58 left. St. Peter's up by 26. So Johnson, okay, and off the deck, hands it off to Marcus Gilbert. Marcus circling right of the lane, picks it up. Johnston, a three from top of the key. That rattles out. Hawkins and Desport converge. Hawkins was able to rip it out of the air. Got it over to Weish. Weish double-teamed in the backcourt, and we'll have a Fairfield foul. It'll either go on Nelson or Smith. Tyler Nelson picks it up. His second, team's 8th, and now Coach John Dunn will clear the bench with 1:37 to play. Simeon Dennis is into the game, a 6'3", 185-pound junior, wears 0. Mohamed Farid, who had 2 points against Iona in 3 minutes on Sunday, is in, a 6'4", 200-pound senior from Kearney, wears number 1. Weish hits the front end. Elijah Boone into the game. He gets Desport. Boone, a 6'3", 180-pound freshman from Laurelton, New York, averaging just under 3 points per game, appearing in his 22nd contest. Second free throw perfect for Weish. And Travis Hester is in, a 6'4", 200-pound sophomore from Virginia, a transfer from Harcum Junior College. Marcus Gilbert, about a 30-footer from left of the circle, misses off the back iron. Weish and Smith get together. A tie-up. The possession arrow favors St. Peter's. 89 seconds remaining. St. Peter's up 59-31. Boone will throw it in along the near side in the backcourt. Finds Hester. Now back to Boone. Boone in the front court. Dennis, the lefty, a 3 from the corner. No good. Weak side rebound is taken by Johnston. Farid was fouled, and he'll get a chance to go to the line, and that has the bench up and happy.
His first team's 9. The foul sends it. Mohamed Farid to the line.
Smith picks up his second foul, 9th on the team. So Farid shooting the 1-and-1, and the front end is good. His first free throw attempt of the season. So the walk-on converts. Second one is no good in his freshman year. Farid 3 of 4 from the stripe. 1:12 to play, 60-31 St. Peter's. Marcus Gilbert driving along the left baseline, the hard foul from Dennis. So Marcus Gilbert back at the stripe where he's 4 of 6. 10 points, the lone stag in double figures. Gilbert makes the first free throw. Travis Weish with 12 points. 4th time this season that he scored 12 points. Scored 12 against Rutgers, Quinnipiac, and Fairfield at home. 7 straight games without double figures for Weish, but he gets back on track tonight. Both free throws were good for Marcus Gilbert. Peacocks in transition. They have it deflected out of bounds along the baseline. So St. Peter's will throw it in. 1:04 on the big clock, 29 on the little clock. We are winding down here in Albany. St. Peter's up by 27. And I guess Steve Johnston wanted to give Elijah Boone a chance to work on his free throws. Boone just 4 of 20 from the line for the season. A needless reach-in by Johnston. Johnston perhaps trying to prolong his career here. A redshirt senior from Stamford, Connecticut. First free throw from Boone is good. Elijah Boone didn't play in the last 2. Last game he appeared was on the 21st at Fairfield. Andrew Leone. And let's see, second free throw is no good. Harper in as well for Fairfield. Smith head of the circle with 50 to play, 61-33. St. Peter's leading. Harper to the left elbow. Smith, a contested 3 from the right side, short. Good defense by Boone. St. Peter's with the rebound, about a 6-second difference between shot and game clock. St. Peter's leading by 28 points. Faree now driving. Faree into the lane with the left hand. The layup is good, and the bench erupts. Faree with 3 points, a career high of 4 in his freshman year. St. Peter's with the 30-point lead. Harper driving, has his pass deflected. Sidibe watches it go out of bounds. It'll be Fairfield basketball with 13.5 to go. In the Coach Dunn era, the least St. Peter's has allowed 38 points, and St. Peter's going to break that mark. Leone misses a 3 from left of the circle. Hester, the rebound for St. Peter's. Weish will dribble out the clock. 1 second, and that'll do it. The Peacocks with the emphatic win over Fairfield, 63-33, and the Peacocks will have a lot of momentum going into Saturday evening when they'll take on Ryder in the MAAC quarterfinals. So a 30-point win for St. Peter's. It didn't start off all that well. Took the Peacocks over 5.5 minutes to get their first field goal. It was a layup at 14:26 by Tyler Gaskin. St. Peter's was trailing 5-0 at that point. Went on a run of 22-2. St. Peter's led at halftime 22-7. They were able to cruise in the second half and earn the win. Peacocks firing on all cylinders in the second half. 15 of 24 from the field, 63% in the second half. And Coach Marlon Guild will come over and have a word along with Chris Roll. And Coach joined. You still don't want to smile, right?
Nah, not yet, man. See me Monday. See me Monday, man. Right now, just one game at a time.
And it didn't start off too well. I mean,